address management. If we navigate into the menu on the top right hand corner and go to our account, you're going to find a tab inside of the left hand menu that says address management. Underneath of there, we have two types of addresses that need to be managed: return addresses and remit addresses. So we're going to start with return addresses. And return addresses are the addresses that show up on letters mailed by page per page in the top left hand corner. That address is reserved for undeliverable mail. In the event that your organization has multiple offices, you might have multiple return addresses, so that return mail is accordingly distributed to the proper return office. Inside of these addresses, you're going to find a number of different options. The first, return address description. This is basically the label in which you would use to select the proper address from your pull-down menu. Mailing address 1, mailing address 2, city, state, and zip. Underneath the actual address, you'll find include community name in the return address. So this is if you wanted to include your HOA's name in that return address. You can do so by clicking that button there. Include the company name in the return address. This would basically be your care of and then your organization name. So it could be HOA name followed by the organization name followed by the actual address. You can also set a default return address to be used in the majority of your orders. And then down here, you can actually configure your HOAs to essentially belong to this address. So you can set this all up ahead of time to where different HOAs are aligned with the proper return address. The remit addresses are much more relevant to banking situations. These are the addresses in which coupons are going to be mailed to. So it might not be necessarily a bank, it might be your office, but most cases it is going to be the bank. And so this is where you would go in to actually set attributes relative to your bank. You do have the option for none if you're doing in-house processing. Banks often have a management ID and then the proper configuration of 3 lines of remittance addresses. Get that set. And this will be prompted for your selection for financial mailings, those being statements and or coupon books.